Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to explain you the remaining topics from teaching aptitude. So, as you know, in the previous video, I have explained teaching concepts, objectives, levels of teaching, and learner characteristics, factors affecting teaching related, and methods of teaching in institutions of higher learning. In that, I have covered the teacher centered and learner centered methods. So, other than these methods, which are the teaching methods which we use in higher learning, along with offline and online mode methods. Also, I am going to cover the topics like Swayam Prabha, mocks, online methods, and teaching support systems, evaluation systems. So here are the today's topics: methods of teaching in institutes of higher learning. Okay, afterwards I am going to explain teaching support system and evaluation systems. And before going to start, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel for upcoming videos, as I have started online classes for the KSET exam preparation. These are also helpful for UGC net exam preparation because syllabus is same for the general paper. And if you want to know the classes, online classes for general paper on my channel, you can go to my channel, and here uh, is the playlist. Once you click on playlist, you will get the list of videos for general paper. Here I have made the playlist for general paper, KSET general paper. If you click, there are the videos related to preparation for paper 1. Okay, so here are the videos related to general paper. So like that, you can find the videos on my channel for the preparation of general paper. So you should go to the playlist and search the list of videos for general paper. Here I have given the title KSET general paper. So you can click and watch those videos, which are very helpful for the coming exam preparation. So let us go to today's topic, Unit 1, Teaching Aptitude. So teaching aptitude, I have already covered some of the topics. So today I am going to discuss in detail about methods of teaching in institutes of higher learning, means higher education system. Related to that, which are the methods are helpful. So first, if we go lecture method, one of the famous method. So as the name indicates, here an oral presentation of the lesson by the teacher is known as lecture. So lecture is considered as the most ancient method of instruction. It has propagated from the idealism philosophy of teaching. So generally there is only one way communication between teacher and student if you consider lecture method. So the learners are not going to participate in this method. What are the merits of lecture method? So first, if we come across the merit, uh, we have to address here large group of learners. Okay, usually lectures are presented to the large group of students or learners. It is economic as more information can be provided to students in a short plan of time. So next advantage is there is a flexibility, as the teacher can adjust the flow of information depending upon the time and need. So it all depends upon the teacher. So there is no participation from learners, so he can control over the class according to time and needs. There are some demerits associated with this method. There is a little or no participation from students. First demerit we can say, teacher controls the flow of information, and it has the tendency of becoming boring if the teacher has not planned properly, and individual needs of students are not addressed. So these are the demerits. So demonstration method, as the word indicates, is different from lecture method, as instead of an oral presentation, teachers demonstrate the procedure to students for their better understanding. So demonstration means explaining or showing students practically the working of any procedure or object. Uh, so what are the especially it is used for science subjects or mathematics, this method. So some of the merits are, it helps in boosting the interest of students, which enhances understanding of the topic. So second thing, students remain more active while watching demonstrations. And another advantage is ideas and procedures concepts can be explained in an effective way. Demerits, it can be costly sometimes due to use of expensive materials. Second thing, students are not actively involved in demonstration. They have to watch teacher using objectives here. So it can also be time consuming demonstration method. Teacher needs to be an expert in the field of giving demonstration, then only this method is successful. Depending upon the requirement, the teacher can use lecture method or demonstration method or lecture come demonstration method. So the next one is heuristic method. Heuristic method was proposed by Armstrong. Uh, so the word heuristic, which comes from Greek heuroskin, which means find. The word itself is having the meaning of find, searching something. So the aim of this method is to make students learn curiously by discovery instead of receiving information as such from teacher. So students should try to explore, explain, describe and predict the topic given to them. So in this method, teacher gives a topic or problem to student. They have to find solution using library, laboratory or online resources, seminars, workshops, etc. So what are the merits? It is student centered approach. Okay. Teach because students have to participate. Teachers encourages students to learn on their own. It focuses on developing scientific attitude in students. It helps in all round development of student. It also develops confidence in students. So it all basically the method is all around students. So demerit, it is not meant for student or of primary level. Okay, these all methods basically we are dealing with higher education. Not all students possess the same set of skills, and it is important here for student to have access to library, laboratory and some of the information from online sources. Sometime it may be difficult for them. Another method is flipped classroom. It is the modern concept that has become popular in 2007. Since 2007, here teachers record their lectures and share them with students. Instead of directly giving lectures, students, teachers are going to record their lecture and share with their student. That's why the name flipped classroom has been given. That means opposite of the normal classroom. So normal classroom, teacher instructs students, give them assignment or homework like that. But flipped classroom, everything is recorded. Video lectures will be shared to the students, so they can read according to their own pace at home. So then they can work on the assignment. Merits: students can study video lectures, handouts at their own pace. There can be better discussion on assignments in the classroom. Demerits: teacher as well as students should be aware of the latest technology which can be used for recording, sharing lectures, and there could be problem if teacher student do not have good internet connection. So kinesthetic learning. This is also known as tactile learning or hands on learning. In such learning, there is more emphasis on physical activities instead of lectures or demonstration. Students learn by experience, role playing, drama, sports, and drawing. So that's why it is called hands on learning. It involves lesser use of technology. Merit: uh, such activities are good in engaging students so that they learn with greater interest and curiosity, and it also helps students retaining what they have learned. So what are the demerits? Not all students can taught using such method because every student has the understanding level is different. To teach students about rocket, it will not be affordable for every school to provide hands-on experience at space center. This is one of the example. What will be the demerit? Student might understand the working easily using this method, but they will not have deep knowledge of concept. So next comes discussions. So discussions can act as better source of learning than lecturing or explaining, as discussion involve two-way communication. Lecture involves only one-way communication. So discussion, both student and teacher uh, have to discuss on a topic. So the teacher should initiate discussion and then listens to the viewpoint of students. At the end of discussion, the teacher can summarize all points discussed. Discussion can be planned, or partly planned, or totally unplanned. Merits: discussions can enhance confidence of students, encourage them to speak, and the tendency of high student participation is there in discussion. Also improves communication skills, critical uh, thinking of students. It is group centered approach. So discussion means the group of students has to involve. Demerits: it can turn out to be time consuming sometime. Uh, Emerges of inferiority complex in introvert and shy students, and it is only suitable for small groups. So next comes team teaching method. As the word team teaching indicates, many, not one teacher, more than one or two teachers has to involve. Team teaching: not only one teacher plans the classroom activity, rather two or more teachers plan the activity, aids evaluation strategies. Merit: it encourages friendship among teachers, which will bring positivity in the learning environment. Different teachers have different teaching styles, ideas. They can collaborate and improve learning. Help for interdisciplinary approach in learning. Teachers, it is teacher centered approach. Demerits: there is a need of conscious among teachers regarding the methods, aids, and strategies, and also an approach cannot be used for all subject. So the next, open learning. Open learning is a form of learning in which there are no barriers of age, place, time. Students can learn wherever and whenever they wish to. Learning is responsibility of students. Students have choice about when they will attend exams. Housewives, employed persons, students from remote areas, can complete the course without any restriction of attending lectures. There is a difference between open learning and distance learning. Okay, so distance learning means what? Also known as correspondence course, takes place when the teacher and students are geographically distant. Students can learn from postal course, audio, video, television programs, books, newspapers, online materials, etc. UGC, CBSC, and other educational institutes provide video lectures to students through YouTube. Students can enroll for such forms of learning with one of the famous state open university, that is Indira Gandhi National Open University, um, or other universities offering open courses. Yeah, but before enrolling, students should verify and validate the authenticity of the institute course from UGC website if you want to go for open courses. There are online platforms like EDX, others which offer courses offered by foreign universities as well as reputed institutes, uh, free of cost. What are the merits of open learning? So, open learning is a student centered approach. Student can study at their own pace time. It helps for those students who cannot attend regular classes. No restrictions on learning. Learning has greater flexibility, save time and money. What are the demerits? There is a high tendency of getting distracted as students will not meet the teacher and other classmates every day. Every day interaction keep one aware of the deadline from peer group. Students have to keep themselves motivated and dedicated to successfully complete the course because they are not involved in classroom environment. Every issue, everything depends upon students. So each and every time they must be motivated and dedicated. Many open learning schemes have scams have been reported because it is not so good as regular classes. But you must authenticate the open learning courses. You must be aware. Project method. Next comes the project method. It was developed by William Hurd Kilpatrick. uh, the project method involves activity based learning. Project can static or working model. Project is also part of many degree programs. Project report, students conduct research, carry out survey, then present the findings of research. um, Projects can be allocated to students individually or groups. So merit of project method, it is easy to evaluate, student centered method. Demerits, it is time consuming. Ready made projects are also available in the market easily. If student purchase these instead of preparing on their own, then purpose of project is not fulfilled. Okay, so next comes panel discussion. In panel discussion about a topic are held among the panel members. Panel members can be chosen from within the class or subject experts. So, what are the merits of panel discussion? Planned and executed well, these can engage more listeners than lecture or single speaker activity. Students will get to learn from experts in the field. By observing discussion, students will learn how to communicate their ideas and viewpoints. So these are the merits of panel discussion. Demerits, discussion will not be of any use if the members do not have adequate knowledge regarding the topic. Next is the rest of class might get bored during such an activity. So the next comes brainstorming. Sessions are marked by spontaneity. Brainstorming sessions. In such sessions, participants have to share their open opinion or idea about the topic. Ideas flow through any evaluation. Without any evaluation, ideas are noted on a board or on paper. Then at the end of session, the best ideas are chosen and similar ideas are clubbed. The teacher acts as facilitator in those sessions. Merits of brainstorming. Views presented by students during the session are not subjected to criticism. It is a group centered approach. These sessions can generate many ideas within a short span. Is a great scope for participation by almost all students. Session boost creativity, confidence, innovation. Can be used for small as well as large groups. Demerits. Some students might hesitate in participating. Such sessions may not always be active. Focus on quality, then quantity, then quality. Peaceful sessions not always happen. Time consuming. Programmed instruction. Programmed learning takes place in series of controlled sequential steps. Programmed material is provided to students. They cover it as per their convenience. Uh, the progress gradually with the content. Such type of method can also be used in the absence of teacher. Programmed instruction has to fragment the topic into small sections. Evaluative tests after each section and correct response are provided immediately in this method. Merits. It addresses individual differences, learning by doing, flexibility in teaching and learning. Demerits. This is time consuming, it is costly. Primary level students, it is not useful. Experts for planning programmed instructions are needed. Personalized system of instruction. Personalized learning refers to a set of methods, strategies, experience, techniques which are used to address the diverse needs, interests, and aspirations of the students. Learning style, pace of content, environment can vary from student to student on the basis of experience, peer knowledge, requirement, interests. So it is a student centered method. The objective vary from student to student. The student learn from what they do, so they accomplish their own learning. It is an alternative to one size fits all approach of teaching. So merits. Learning is self-paced and student-centered. Learners are more autonomous and independent. Demerits. Students need to be self-disciplined in order to complete the course. It is not suitable for primary level students. It will be difficult to use in case of swiftly changing course content. Differentiated instruction. Differentiated system of instruction is different from personalized system of instruction. The latter is student centered. Former is teacher centered. The goals to be achieved will be same, but teacher can differentiate the student subject matter learning, practice learning environment to address the individual needs of students. There is flexibility in instruction, grouping, and evaluation. What are the merits? It is teacher centered, flexible, and can be adjusted according to requirement of student. Used effectively for small groups. Demerits. Teacher needs to understand all subjects before planning. There will be difficulty in implementing such a method for large group. Next comes role playing. Roles are assigned to students, then interaction takes place between them. This form of instruction is used to make students aware of the different persons and their perspective. It helps in sharpening the critical thinking, creative thinking, debating, negotiating, and reasoning ability. What are the merits? It is interactive and helps students in retaining what they have learned, improves communication skills, used effectively to shape the attitude of students, it develops confidence in students. Demerits. It relates to real life situation which are very complex. Outcomes of such an activity cannot be predetermined due to their unpredictable nature. Nature of students varies depending upon their personality. Simulation. It is a form of role playing. It is based on experimental learning where students learn in environments similar to real life situations. This way, they get prepared to solve problems similar to real life situations. It helps for providing training to medical students, management students, defense, pilots, drivers, etc. Merits. It develops problem solving abilities, economical skill development. Demerits sometimes expensive equipment may be required, not easy to recreate the real life situation in artificial setting due to complex nature. So next is TV or video presentation. Another way of engaging student is playing some educational video presentations or educational channels on television. Uh, Videos can be shown in classroom or these can be uploaded online. If it is uploaded online, then a link can be shared with the students to watch there at one pace. Merits helps in gaining interest of students. Students retain information. Lectures of teachers from highly reputed institutions, other experts can be shown to students even in remote areas. The online lectures available from like IITs, IMS, reputed institutions. Students can save video lectures for further use. Demerits difficult to update videos with new information. It can be expensive as software equipment are required. Assessing online lectures, presentations, good internet connectivity should be there. Only one way communication is there. Live session. Video presentation or telecast on television has the drawback of lack of two-way communication. This can be overcome with the use of live sessions. Teachers can go live on their Facebook page, groups, YouTube channels, etc. Students can provide feedback, ask questions in the chat section or comments. Merits. No pre-recorded videos are required. Teachers can go live his or her smartphone as well. Can ask questions students immediately. A video of live sessions get uploaded online. They can watch at any time. Any member of viewers can watch it. There is no restriction of viewers. Demerits, it will be difficult for student from remote areas because of the good internet connections is not there. Interactive video. There are quiz questions along with the videos. Video will take a pause and the viewers have no answer questions and responses will be marked immediately. So that's why they have called interactive video. So the viewers will get immediate feedback. Any of the answer is wrong, he can rewind the video and clear the doubt. Merit approach is flexible. Students have immediate feedback. Decision making power of students improves. Student centered approach. Demerits time consuming, resource and experts are required. Computer assisted learning. Computer assisted learning has been gaining popularity as it makes learning active, efficient, easier, and convenient by the use of modern technology. Interactive whiteboards, smart classes can be used. Merits individual needs of students can be addressed. Student centered approach, active participation of students must be there. Demerits costly because we require hardware softwares, expensive. Teacher may not be willing to implement it. Game-based learning. It is one of the most engaging method of teaching. As the name suggests, learning is imparted with the use of games rather than focusing on grades. The focus is on inculcating skills, values, moral in students, that is on preparing the mindset of students. Online games involves players as decision makers. Game progress with the choice they make, student receive badge points from completing the objectives. There are gaming apps for building vocabulary, practicing type, memorizing the periodic table, solving mathematical problem. So teacher can plan according to the requirements. Merit. Use of games increase students' participation, and students don't have to wait for results. Students can learn as per the convenience. Completely it is student centered. Demerit. Expensive, as costly equipment softwares will be required. Teacher need to understand training. There is a lack of willingness in teachers. Seminar. Seminars can also be used as teaching method. Seminar is similar to classroom interaction. There is an expert or group of experts from similar areas who address a number of students or participants. The topic of seminar is decided in advance, and experts on the topic are invited to present papers. They are almost all organized by educational institutes every year. Merit. Seminars are great source of information. Presentation skills of participants improve in seminar. So participants gets research activities. Demerits. Organizing seminar can be costly or expensive, time consuming. Students do not participate wholeheartedly. No mechanism in evaluating the knowledge of the participants. Tutorials. These are used as follow up of classroom lecture. After delivering the lecture, a teacher can group students on the basis of their needs and queries. The teacher can then provide remedial teaching to clear their doubts in theory, content, or in practical work. It is followed by question session where other students can ask queries. Merits. It is student centered. It is an effective way of teaching as teacher uses sharpness the communication skill of student. Demerit. It is difficult for large group of students. It can be time consuming. Assignments. Classroom activity can be followed by assignments. It helps in self learning, can be extension of classroom teaching learning. That is, students have to work on some additional information on a given topic. And the assignment should be simple. While planning an assignment, the teacher should take into consideration the topic covered in class. Merits. Developing creative thinking in students. Grades can be awarded. Student learn time management. It is student centered technique. Students have flexibility. Demerits. Difficult for the teacher to check all assignments. Deadlines for submitting assignments can be pressurized. Students can copy assignments from each other. Case study. Cases based on real life situations are assigned to student. A case can be defined as an actual or near actual situations usually involved in decision challenging an opportunity, a problem, an issue, or a controversy affecting a person or persons in organization. Case studies ensure student centered learning instead of traditional approach of teacher-centered learning. Students participate actively in solving cases and discussions. Merits, it is a student-centered method. It boosts creativity, critical thinking, communication, interpersonal, time management in students. Students work on solving real life problem. These bridge the gap between theory and practical. Demerits, teachers should be trained properly, might be difficult to find case from real life. There are chances of one perspective getting more focus. Case students can be used effectively for short term. So these all are the methods which are applicable for higher learning or in higher education system. And here are the e-learning facilities. So as they have given in the syllabus for teaching aptitude, e-learning or Swayam Prabha mocks. So mocks, the long form for mock is massive open online course, are online courses that are available free of cost. Such courses are taught by prestigious Indian foreign institutes on platforms such as MIT, Swayam, EDX, Udacity, Coursera, and so on. Anyone can enroll for the online courses without any restrictions of the qualification. Online courses comprise videos, course handouts, suggested reading, online tests. On successful completion of the course, they will get the certificates. So, some of the online courses are here. Swayam. Swayam, which stands for Study Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspirant Minds. S stands for Study W Webs A Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds. Is a mock based initiative by Indian government where courses from prestigious institutes are available online. Students can enroll these courses free of cost. So Swayam Prabha, what is the difference between Swayam Prabha? Swayam Prabha is a project of Ministry of Women Resource Development MHRD, Government of India, under the National Mission on Educational through Information Communication Technology ICT. The Swayam Prabha, it is a set of 32 DTH channels which telecast high quality educational programs on 24 into 7 basis using the GSAT 15 satellite. The content is provided by UGC, CEC, IITs, Indira Gandhi, that is IGNOU, NPTEL, NCRT, NIOS. The website of Swayam Prabha is mentioned by that is Information Library Net Center. New content is telecast every day for the latest 4 hours. It is then repeated 5 times in a day so that students can learn at time of their convenience. There are channels dedicated to school education, higher education in subjects of language, humanities, so other fields of the subject. You can observe here the different subjects are available: physical science, mathematics, and so on. CES, which stands for Consortium for Educational Communication, was set up in 1933 by UGC for addressing the need of higher education through the use of television information communication technology ICT. It is an inter-university center and the nodal agency to coordinate, guide, and facilitate the production of educational content at the national level through its network of 21 media centers. See EC, the educational program were managed by media centers established by UGC in 6 universities. So, for this purpose, country-wide classroom programs was started in 1984. EduSat, educational satellite launched by Indian, uh, that is ISRO, for interactive satellite-based distance education. It streams both the live as well as recorded sessions available on YouTube. Students can interact with teachers through text mode, over the telephone, or through audio video conferencing. So, e-Pathshala. E-Pathshala is set up by joint efforts of MHRD and NCRT. It is a platform which supports a collection of wide range of educational resources including textbook, audio, video, periodicals, other materials. It can be used by teachers, researchers, educators, students, and their parents. So, NPTEL, National Program on Technology, Education, Learning, is a joint initiative by IITs. So, there are totally 6 IITs, including IISc. But here, Bombay IITs, if we take the IIT institutes and IISc, improving the quality of technical education by providing online content which can be used by teachers and students. So, ICT based teaching support system. Most of the modern teaching support system involve ICT, information communication technology. The content can be made interesting using animations, videos, image, slides. ICT is used to share the teaching resources, videos, course handout, tests, and the other course content can be uploaded online. Teacher can make use of online solutions like Google Classroom or share online content with students, receive assignments, and conduct online tests. So these all are e-learning facilities. MOOC, Swayam Prabha, CE, e-Pathshala, ICT based teaching support systems. So next comes the teaching support systems. So which are the methods we can use for effective teaching we have learned. So in this section we are going to learn the supporting system for teaching. So teaching supporting systems are resources which teachers use to make learning effective and long lasting. These are also known as teaching aids. Students understand better and in lesser time with the help of teaching aids as compared to traditional methods of teaching. These support systems make learning interesting for students. There is a wide range of teaching support system from simple ones like the blackboard to complex computer program. Um, these can be based on audio visual or both. So traditional teaching support system. Modern teaching support system in use since very long, emerging with development of new technology, use of ICT. Okay. Here are the teaching aids like chart sheets, thermocol sheets, cardboard, chalk, color, hardware, software, blackboard, puppets, textbooks, so on. Many of the teaching aids are available. Uh, if we make the difference between traditional and modern teaching support system. Traditional teaching support system in use since very long, modern emerging with development of new technology, use of ICT, use of information communication technology in traditional is not allowed, but in modern it is applicable. prepared using papers, chart sheets, thermocol sheets, cardboard, colors. These are the traditional way of using teaching support systems. Example: blackboard, puppet, textbooks, charts, plays, drama, storytelling, flashcards. These are traditional. Modern: whiteboard, projector, radio, broadcast, slides, TV channel, live session, e-book, smart board. So this is the difference between traditional and modern teaching support system. Online and offline methods will be there. What is the difference between them? Offline mode of teaching method and online mode of teaching method. Teaching takes place inside the physical boundary of the classroom. In case of online, there is no limit of physical boundary for classroom. Anyone from around the world can take part. Learners need to be physically present in classroom. Offline mode. Teachers will upload the content online and learners can access it from any place. Offline, there is a limit on the number of students who can be enrolled depending on the factors such as size of classroom, faculty, availability of fund. Any number of students can watch the course of videos online, enroll in the course. There are fixed timings for students to attend class. There is no fixed timing for learners. According to their comfort, they can attend. It can be used even in remote areas lacking electricity, internet, and gadgets. But internet connectivity must be always there for both teacher and learners. Teacher is in direct contact with students. He can analyze their behavior, interest, values, and can guide them. Online teaching, teacher is not in direct contact with student. Student can contact teacher through email or chat section. Teacher can resolve queries of students in classroom. Students can also clarify their doubts in the classroom, but queries can be resolved in discussion forums. These methods can be teacher centered or learner centered. This is usually student centered. These allow flexibility offline mode. A student have to attend class, appear in exam at specified date and time. Here flexible in nature and students can learn and appear in test on their own schedule. Examples include for offline mode, kinesthetic teaching, role playing simulations. Example for online mode, computer based learning, programmed instructions, live session, interactive videos, game based. Teaching activity involving lecture, demonstration, heuristic method, discussions, project, panel discussion, presentation, seminar, tutorial. All these methods I have already discussed uh, from the beginning. Can be planned either offline or online mode. These can be there can be method which will involve both offline and online teaching, such as flipped classroom, in which teacher is going to record the videos and upload online and solve assignments in classroom. Benefits of using support systems or teaching aids. What are the benefits of using such kind of teaching aids so that teaching must be effective? Both teaching and learning must be effective. Students retain concept for a long time if we use teaching aids. Teaching aids help in engaging students and learn with interest. Teaching aids break the monotony of lectures. Teaching using an aid involves simultaneous use of multiple senses of the students. Experts can brought to class with their audio or video clips instead of being practically present. Teaching aids motivate students for better learning. Students do not need to memorize or learn by rote uh, as they will understand topic. Teaching aids encourage active participation and reinforce learning. These are the benefits of teaching aids. First comes audio aids. Audio aids are those which appeal to the sense of hearing of students. These include use of radio, records, telephones, mobile, audio players, podcast. Establishment of radio club. Some of the achievements we can observe here. Establishment of radio club at Calcutta in 1923 marked the arrival of radio in India. So some questions may be asked in general paper. So radio club at Calcutta in 1923, which marked the first arrival of radio in India. The regular broadcasting service started in 1927. 1936 AIR, that is All India Radio, was launched when government took over radio service. 13th February is celebrated as World Radio Day. So because we are discussing audio aids, so first comes radio. So the journey that has started here, you can observe. Radio, what is the use of radio in educational system? Radio for educational purpose dates back in 1927. Before independence, there were 30 AIR centers broadcasting educational programs. Radio can be used for lecture, streaming, news updates, streaming discussion sessions, educational programs, which can be used as effective aid for teaching due to its higher reach and availability in remote areas. Recorder. Recorders can also be used to facilitate teaching. These can be used to record lectures, discussions, dialogues, conversations. The recorded audio clips can be used later at any time. So here you can observe the audio visual aids and activity aids which are applicable here. Audio, if we take radio, recording, audio players, telephone, mobile, audio CD. These are the aids related to listening, audio aids. Visual means when we observe things like slides, charts, flashcards, poster, picture, graphs, so on. Three-dimensional aids. Models, puppets, globe, specimen, sample, diorama are three-dimensional aids. Audio visual means you can hear, also you can see the things. Film strips, cartoons, puppets, television, online mode, demonstratives. Activity means field trips or experimentation. So these all are the aids which are very helpful for teaching. To make teaching effective, if you use these different kind of aids at a particular situation, very helpful. Podcast are also streamed like radio programs, but difference between radio and uh, podcast is that podcasts are available over the internet. These are similar to internet radio. Podcasts are gaining popularity with their use by many institutions for streaming discussions or audio lectures. So they can be uploaded online so that anyone who missed a lecture can listen to it later. These include telephone, mobile phone, audio, CD, etc. Visual aid are designed to appeal to eyes of the students. A few important visual aids are given below along with their images. Slides are one of the most common visual aid. Softwares like PowerPoint, Google Slides can be used to prepare slides. Teachers should make slides in such a way that These capture the interest of students. Animations, pictures, charts, text, etc. Charts and graphs can be used to make learning easier. Teachers should have knowledge of chart graphs, their use, so that these can be used in any way to make teaching effective. Flip card, flip chart, flash flip chart. Chart sheets are staged on a board. These can be pre-designed or teacher can also write over these in class. These can be used for discussing sequential steps of activity. Flashcards are like compact cards, generally used in sets. One card is displayed immediately after another. So these can be used for glossary and quiz, where question is displayed on front side of the card and the answer on the rear. They can be made with the help of computer softwares. Uh, Next comes mind map, are colorful organized diagrams which can be drawn to list the complete information about topic. Maps are also great use for teaching subjects like geography. So an example of mind map, teaching aptitude, if we take, it involves the different subunits. So teaching aptitude, if we take, it starts with uh, basic thing like concept, objective, levels of teaching. I have already discussed in the previous video. uh, then it involves the learner characteristics, individual difference. So next comes methods of teaching and teaching support systems and evaluation systems. So it all about the mind map for teaching aptitude, teaching, learner characteristics, methods of learning, teaching support systems, evaluation system. So like that you can use the mind map. Posters and pictures, important instructions, concepts can be pasted on classroom walls in the form of poster or pictures. Students will see them daily, consciously or subconsciously, and their brain will be turned to follow those instructions. Diagram are common teaching aid used especially for science subjects. Structure of object can be understood easily. Display boards help in engaging students. Different types of display boards are there. Blackboard, first of all, is one of the most popular and primitively used aid for teaching. In earlier times, the teacher used to write on individual slates of students to instruct them. Then, with time, idea of common board or slate for the whole class emerged. It is considered the most effective universal medium for conveying basic points, teaching process, explaining notes, displaying diagrams, showing calculations. So black color is systematically bad, sentimentally bad, but every blackboard makes the student's life bright, according to the great scientist and the president of India, APJ Abdul Kalam. Whiteboard are an update version of blackboard. Chalk dust from blackboards cause irritation. Today the blackboard is being replaced by whiteboards which are like plastic boards. Instead of chalk, we can use pen or marker to write on whiteboards. So colored markers can be used here to highlight the points. Pegboards have holes to affix diagrams, figures, posters, models, articles. Using pin or holders, simple and easy to use, and can be time consuming as the object used for teaching needs to a lot of time preparation. Magnetic boards, um, variation to common blackboard and whiteboards. Magnetic strips are used in board. The objects to be used on the board have iron and that these stick on the board. That's why the name magnetic board given. The objects are going to stick to the magnetic board. It is similar to refrigerator magnets. Bulletin boards. These are used to display important handouts, notice, diagrams, posters, etc. Pins are used to fasten papers on the board. Flannel board or felt board. These boards are made of special fabrics like flannel, wool, or base. The object have sandpaper on the backside so they can be easily hanged on the board. This makes objects easy to hang and remove. Projectors. These are visual projection aids. These have gained popularity in recent times. These are required to project slides, images, text, video, diagrams, posters to facilitate lecture or demonstration. Students can also be given assignment to present in the class using projectors. This will improve the presentation skills of students. Projectors can be overhead or handheld. Nowadays, projectors can even be connected to smartphones. Using projectors, the teacher should make sure that the content is neither too small nor too big. It should be of optimal size so that it is visual to all students. Summary cards. Uh, Cards, as the name suggests, pocket-sized cards displaying brief and necessary information about a topic, which can be used effectively for revision. Very condensed form of major points about a topic uh, can be used. Memory booster also helps students in keeping track what they have learned. Three-dimensional aids help in bringing to the classroom objects similar to real objects. In some cases, real objects can be shown to the students, but in other cases, real objects such as rockets, planets, mountains, which we can't show them. At that time, you can use the models which are used for effective teaching. Some of the common three-dimensional aids like models, diorama, globe, puppet, specimen, samples, and so on. Audio-visual aids. First comes films. Film is chosen carefully, which act as wonderful medium with much impact. These bring the outdoor world into the classroom and facilitate learning. Educational films can be shown in the class for better understanding. So, films can be based on historical events. Films based on subjects like sanitation, cleanliness, use of sanitary napkins, create awareness among masses. Puppets. Puppets are toys showing some characters. Uh, these can be used by trying them with strings, sticks, or putting them on hands and fingers. Such teaching aids help in engaging the students. These can be used even at time of freedom struggle in India. These are the part of traditions of India. Cartoons. Student engagement in cartoon is very high. These help in conveying important ideas and instructions along with fun and entertainment. Drama or play. Drama or play can be organized for spreading awareness. Such activities help in developing communication skills, presentation skills, creative and cooperation in students who participate in drama. Television channel can also serve as a medium of education. Educational channels can be launched for teaching different subjects. For example, Swayam is an initiative by government under which TV channels have been launched for different subject experts from IITs, IMS, other reputed institutes. Online videos like channels can be created on YouTube or other platform. There are huge number of educational channels on YouTube. There are many websites as well on which educational videos are available. The video is now available on wide range of topics. Biggest advantage is free of cost. They just need to have good internet connectivity, a smartphone or laptop or computer. Activity aids. Uh, these are aids in which students learn by doing. Students retain more if they were actively engaged in learning and have acquired knowledge of the basis of some activity. According to Confucius, I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do, I understand. Factors affecting effectiveness of teaching support systems. Which are the factors do affect on teaching aids? First one, choice. Choice of teaching aid affect the effectiveness of teaching. An appropriate number of aids should be chosen. If the teacher uses too many teaching aids, it will be confuse him or her as well as students. So effective results and appropriate number of teaching aids should be chosen. Simplicity. Teaching aid use should be simple to understand. Use of complex diagrams or aids, then teacher should try to simplify uh, these. So availability of resources. Resources availability also affect the outcome of teaching. Required resources, that is hardware or software essential for using teaching aid, uh, must be available for the needed time. If they are not available, then that will be a difficult situation. So relevance of aids varies from subject to subject. Okay, whatever the aids you are using, that must be relevant to your topic. Visibility, the aid that you are using, that must be visible to students in a class. um, According to the size of the content and according to the size of the classroom, that must be visible. Timeliness, uh, time factor also plays an important role in determining effectiveness of teaching. Teaching aid should be used at right time and place. Flexibility, there should be a flexibility in using teaching aid. Suitable teaching aid varies from teacher to teacher. Okay. Cost of the teaching aid also affect the teaching system. The cost factor should not be ignored while choosing teaching aids. Some aids may be costlier, like hardware or softwares. You must use the aid that must be available locally. Attractiveness. Whatever aid a teacher chooses, that should be appearing attractive to a student. Visual aids, if you are using like flashcards or uh, flash charts, whatever, they must be colorful and attractive for students. So next, the learning disorders, learning that may be have some complications here, and how much do remember after 2 weeks. Students, if you take by using these, it's 10% of what we get from reading, 20% from hearing, 30% from observing or seeing, 50% what we see and hear, 70% what we discuss with others, 90% what we do. So these all how we can remember the things once if we want to evaluate ourselves after 2 weeks. This is for passive participation and this is for active participation. um, so inside this pyramid you can see read text and symbols 10% we gain, listening to a lecture 20%, view photos, watch movies 30%, attending exhibition, participation in discussion, real life experience 90% is there. So these all are the different ways of getting the knowledge. Evaluation system. Evaluation is a systematic process which involves the use of different types of activities for assessing the outcomes of teaching. If you take teaching and learning process, evaluation must be there so that we can predict how much is the output of the teaching learning process. Evaluation is a systematic process, involves different types of activities. Okay, it helps teachers to understand the needs, interest, and potential of student. So according to the Oxford English Dictionary, evaluation is the making of a judgment about amount and number or value of something. So teachers keeps a record of students performance data and analyze it to know about trends in their performance. Students' performance turn out to be unsatisfactory, then changes can be made in teaching methods, aids, so that students understand better. So, evaluation which stimulates the students to study. What are the characteristics of evaluation? Evaluation is systematic process. This means it is carried out in systematic and planned way. It is a continuous process. It is comprehensive. It evaluates the fulfillment of instructional objectives. It involves the use of diverse procedures, tests, and techniques. Helps in identifying the problems and weaknesses of students. It is pervasive and a crucial feature of teaching. It helps students grow as they get to know about their weakness. Well planned evaluation provides reliable and valid measure of students. Prior knowledge of students can also be evaluated before the beginning of teaching learning process. It is dynamic and flexible. It should be realistic as possible. There should be objectivity in evaluation. These all are the characteristics of evaluation. Functions of evaluation. It helps in detecting the problems and weaknesses in students. Learning so that remedial measure can be recommended. It helps in identifying the potential and abilities of students. For example, UGC NET exam tests the ability of candidates for research and teaching. By next point, by identifying the potential candidates suitable for a course or job can be selected. It is the basis for certification and awards, degree that are distributed to students if their performance turns out to be satisfactory. It helps in measuring the levels of fulfillment of instructional and educational objectives. It acts as a source of feedback for teachers as they will get to know if students understand whatever is taught to them or not. So, elements of evaluation, evaluator and participants. So the first important thing of the evaluation is evaluator and participants. The most important elements of an evaluation are the person who will evaluate and the person or the persons who will be evaluated. Teachers are the evaluators and students are the participants here. So purpose and objectives of evaluation. It is significant element of evaluation. Purpose of evaluation can be admitting students to the course, selecting candidates for job, routine tests to check the progress and understanding of evaluation, termed examination. Teacher can also evaluate students to know whether they understood the content or not. Resources. These are the elements of evaluation: evaluator, participant, purpose and objective of evaluation, and resources. These are required for evaluation of question paper, answer sheets, online tests. If the skill level of the candidate is to be evaluated, then equipment, hardware, software will be required accordingly. Analysis. There is a need of analyzing the performance of the participants in case of written or oral test. Marks can be assigned. Candidates can also be given marks or rank on the basis of their skills. Decision makers. Decision makers are persons who will be making the final choice as per the result. So these all are the elements of evaluation. Types of evaluation: placement evaluation, summative evaluation, diagnostic evaluation. So first one, placement evaluation. This is also known as pre-evaluation or initial evaluation. Such an evaluation is carried out at beginning of course or term. It helps in identifying if the person has prerequisite knowledge or not. It aims at checking the required entry level eligibility conditions. Quantitative techniques in the form of entrance tests, interviews, or qualitative techniques like observation, cumulative record cards can be used for evaluating students. Such an evaluation intends to analyze the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domain. So, the next comes formative evaluation. This is second one, formative evaluation. Paul Black is considered as the prominent of this concept, such as evaluation is carried out during the course of learning process. He has compared it with the evaluation which chefs conduct during cooking, which is to test the food during the process of cooking. At this stage, improvements can be made depending upon the need. Similarly, during the teaching learning process, the teacher can evaluate understanding of student. So there is no risk of loss of marks in formative evaluation. So students will be interested in experimenting with ideas. It is called internal evaluation. Summative evaluation. Paul Black also propounded this concept. It is also known as external evaluation. It is carried out at the end of term or course or unit. Uh, Similarly, at the end of the term, teacher task of providing information to student is complete and there will be a final assessment of students' learning. These are graded and certificates and degrees are awarded depending on the performance. There is a risk of loss of marks in summative evaluations, so student will have lesser interest in experimenting with ideas. Diagnostic evaluation. This is one step ahead of formative. Formative identifies problems, whereas diagnostic evaluation diagnoses the causes of such problems. It is more comprehensive. It is a qualitative technique. Can also be used at the beginning of course. So norms referred, norms referenced evaluation and criterion referenced evaluation. Norms and criterion referenced evaluation are two different ways of evaluating students' performance. In norm referenced evaluation, the performance of one student is compared with other. While in criterion reference evaluation, there are no comparisons and results are stated on the basis of certain criteria. For example, A has scored 98% marks in test in the criterion referenced uh, evaluation, as there is no comparison of marks of any other student. A has scored highest marks in the test in the class is norm referred evaluation, as there is a comparison of marks scored by A with marks of other student of the class which turned out to be lesser than A. So we are comparing the results of two students in norm reference evaluation criterion. We are not comparing the results. So here is the tabular column which will distinguish between placement, formative, summative and diagnostic evaluation. According to function, entry level, it is used to identify problems. Grade and certificates in summative, it provides explanation for the problem. Time of evaluation before beginning of the term, during the course, on the completion, it is during the course. Domain evaluated, cognitive, psychomotor or affective. Cognitive or psychomotor for all kinds, and this is for affective domain. Techniques of evaluation: quantitative, qualitative. It is quantitative, summative, both quantitative, qualitative. Diagnostic, it is qualitative technique. Report, selection or rejection, not grade, graded in formative, graded in case of summative. Anecdotal report in diagnostic. Score comparison, norm or criterion reference standards, criterion reference standards in formative, norm reference standards in summative. Comparison of actual and expected behavior in diagnostic. Comparison of actual and expected behavior. Evaluation in choice based credit system in higher education. CBSE, what we call. Students can opt for subjects for the available choices. Students have to complete the required credits in order to obtain the course certificate. Credit points and grade points are awarded to students on the basis of these. Semester grade points, SGPA, what we call, is calculated. The cumulative CGPA, cumulative grade points, is calculated on the basis of performance in all semesters. So this is for CBCS. Grades, it is the index of performance denoted by the alphabets O, outstanding A plus, A, B, B plus, C, P and F. Grade point, it is the numerical number assigned to each grade letter. O stands for outstanding and the grade point is 10. A plus excellent, grade point 9. Like that you can check here the letter grade, performance and grade point. Credit point, that is given by grade point into number of credits of subject. SGPA, it is given by the ratio of credit points to the total number of credits in all subjects. SGPA, credit points secured in all semester to the total of credits of all semesters. So universities can decide the minimum passing marks or CGPA required to pass the course. Techniques of evaluation. The traditional examination system used to assess only the cognitive objectives, but today the range and scope of evaluation have been widened. The evaluation techniques can now be used to examine the extent of fulfillment of objectives. So first comes tests. These can be oral or written. Oral test can be like viva or interview. Written test like multiple choice questions, short answer, essay type questions. Descriptive questions can also be used. Practical examination. These can also be conducted depending upon the subject. You can evaluate practical knowledge, skills of students acquired, help in diagnosis of psychomotor domain. Observation. Another technique of evaluation. Teachers can evaluate the confidence, attitude, aptitude, gesture, and behavior of students by observing them. Other qualitative technique of evaluations are interview, checklist, rating scale, attitudinal scale, anecdotal records. Evaluation can be conducted internally or externally. Internal evaluation is like class tests where teacher conducts. External, any other examiner uh, reach to the institute or any other institute. While selecting evaluation techniques, their effectiveness, simplicity, usefulness, appropriate practicability, availability of resources should be kept in mind. Innovations in evaluation system. With advancement in technology, newer means of evaluation progress made by students are also being developed. Earlier, oral and written tests were used for evaluation. Teachers had to check answer sheets and give the scores. Students should copy answers from chits or other students as per paper who was same for everyone. So now these shortcomings have been taken care in new methods. In new methods, computer assisted evaluation, computer based evaluation has been implemented. Computer based evaluation, the test is conducted on computer and the test can be programmed in such a way that each student will either get a question paper with different questions or with questions in different order. For instance, NTA UGC exam was held. The result declared within 5th Jan, 15 days time. Online test or quiz can be conducted. So other changes in the mode of conducting the exam, there have been changes in the type of questions. Earlier question are fixed. So now nowadays we can change the question or question numbers may be changed. Computer based evaluation and computer assisted evaluation. Computer based evaluation and computer assisted may seem to be similar as both involve the use of computer in conducting tests. Computer based evaluation implies the use of online quizzes and tests, whereas candidate can attempt the paper on the computer. The test can be uploaded online and students will be given its link to so that they can access anytime. Mocks, online courses, online mock tests are example. Competitive exams are conducted in this method like NTA, UGC net examinations. Computer assisted evaluation implies the use of computer in evaluation. In competitive exams, optical mark reader OMR answer sheets are provided to the candidate. The response marked by the candidate on OMR can be scanned by the OMR device and the scanned data can be recorded in the computer. These the responses can be evaluated using computer programs. Students' performance data can be presented in graph charts to analyze their trend of progress. So, classroom management. How we can manage the classroom is a set of learnable skills and techniques that are used by teachers to run the class efficiently without chaotic behavior from students. Uh, so, a well managed classroom is academically productive, maximizes active learning, eliminates behavior that hinder learning, facilitates social emotional growth, encourages students' participation. Effective classroom management facilitates or improves students' learning using different factors such as behavior, environment, expectations, materials, activities that teachers use to engage students. Tips for classroom management. Before beginning teaching, students should be informed about course plan syllabus. Second thing, teachers should try to understand the behavior of students, their strength, their weaknesses. Teachers should be clearly specify the misbehavior such as indiscipline, coming late to class, disrespecting others. The popular idiom, spare the rod and spoil the child, implies the undesirable behavior must be punished. Should not ignore misbehavior of student in class. If you ignore, that will be repeated. At first, the teacher should give students non-verbal signals such as looking at them, walking to their seats while teaching, asking them questions like that. If a student continues to disrupt the class even after non-verbal signals, the teacher can change his seat or direct him to stop distracting. If he still continues with this his behavior, then appropriate action should be taken. So this is all about the today's topic, that is different ways or different methods of teaching at higher education, online offline mode, and what are the teaching aids we can use, and evaluation system. So here are the some questions related to the discussed topics. What does the playway method develop in students? So this develops cognitive, emotional, and physical development. In order for pre-service teachers to know his or her values, personality, interest, and aptitude, they will use formative assessment, summative assessment, self-assessment tools, formative and summative assessment tools. Here the option is first, sorry, a self-assessment tool. Which of the following is not an informal assessment assignment? Which of the following is indicative of innovations in evaluation system at present? Choice based credit system. A teacher is supposed to be the friend, philosopher, or guide. He should plan evaluation while keeping in mind all types of learning aspects. As a teacher of political science, according to you, what type of evaluation uh, identifies difficulties of learning? Summative, diagnostic, formative, none of the above. So here is the diagnostic. Which of the following is National Coordinator of Swayam course for non-technical post-graduation education, UGC? The most effective way to teach an occupation skill is the demonstration method. What is Swayam? This is the question uh, for you. You can answer this question in the comment box. So the options has been given: non-governmental organization, digital programming to achieve the principle of education, online platform, or name of the website. So you can answer uh, for this question in the comment box. Here are the four options. I hope this information is helpful